Yeah, dog, they invented. I feel like the House Un-American Activity Committee invented clip chimping. Okay, they were the ones who invented it. They were doing clips out of context even back then. Oh my god. Yeah, if we're doing House Un-American Activity stuff, this is the definitive video. Paul Robeson.
Now a member of the Communist Party?
Oh, please, please, please.
Please answer, will you, Mr. Robeson?
What is the Communist Party? What do you mean by that?
Are you now a member of the Communist Party?
Would you like to come to the ballot box when I vote and take out the ballot and see?
Mr. Chairman, I respectfully suggest the witness be directed to answer the question.
You are directed to answer the question.
I invoke the Fifth Amendment and forget it.
I respectfully suggest the witness be directed to answer the question whether, if he gave us a truthful answer, he would be supplying information which might be used against him in a criminal proceeding.
You are directed to answer, Mr. Robeson.
In the first place, wherever I have been in the world, the first to die in the struggle against fascism were the communists. I laid many wreaths.
By the way, James Earl Jones is so fucking based, dude. Respect to my goat. This is dramatized by him, right? It's like recreated by James Earl Jones, right? He's doing the voice. He does the Frederick Douglass. He does the what to a slave is the 4th of July as well. Shout out to Democracy Now!
Upon the graves of communists. That is not criminal. Chief Justice Warren has been very clear that the Fifth Amendment does not have anything to do with the influence of criminality, and I invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Have you ever been known under the name of John Thomas?
Oh, please, does somebody here want me to put up a perjury someplace? John Thomas, my name is Paul Robeson. And anything I have to say, I have said in public all over the world, and that is why I'm here today.
Mr. Chairman, I ask that you direct the witness to answer the question. He's making a speech.
I ask you to affirm or deny the fact that your Communist Party name was John Thomas.
I invoke the Fifth Amendment. This is really ridiculous.
The witness talks very loud when he makes a speech, but when he invokes the Fifth Amendment, I can't hear him.
I have medals for diction. I can talk plenty loud.
Will you talk a little louder?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment loudly.
Sir, who are Mr. and Mrs. Vladimir
I
Nakia?
invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Do you know a Manning Johnson?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Do you know Gregory Kifitz?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Do you know a Max Jurgen?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Max Jurgen.
Why don't you have these people here to be cross-examined? Could I ask whether this is legal?
This is not only legal, but usual. By unanimous vote, this committee has been instructed to perform this very distasteful task.
To whom am I talking?
You're speaking to the chairman of the committee.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
The Pennsylvania Walter?
That is right.
Representative of the steel workers?
That is right.
And the coal mining workers?
That is right.
Not United States Steel by any chance. A great patriot.
That is right.
You are the author of the bills that are going to keep all kinds of decent people out of the country.
No, only your kind.
Colored people like myself. And you would let in the Teutonic Anglo-Saxon stock.
We are trying to make it easier to get rid of your kind, too.
You don't want any colored people to come in. Could I be allowed to read from my statement?
Will you just tell this committee, please, while under oath, Mr. Robeson, the communists who participated in the preparation of that statement?
Oh, please. The reason I'm here today, from the mouth of the State Department itself, is I should not be allowed to travel because I have struggled for the independence of the colonial peoples of Africa. The other reason I'm here today, again, from the State Department and from the record of the Court of Appeals, is that when I am abroad, I speak out against injustices against the Negro people in this land. That is why I'm here. I'm not being tried for whether I'm a communist. I'm being tried for fighting for the rights of my people, who are still second-class citizens in this country, in this United States of America. My mother was born in your state, and my mother was a Quaker. And my ancestors, in the time of Washington, baked bread for George Washington's troops when they crossed the Delaware. My father was a slave. I stand here struggling for the rights of my people to be full citizens in this country. And they are not. They are not in Mississippi. They are not in Montgomery, Alabama. They are not in Washington. They are nowhere. And that is why I am here today. You want to shut up every Negro who has the courage to stand up and fight for the rights of his people, for the rights of workers, and I have been on many a picket line for the steel workers too, and that is why I'm here today.
Would you tell us whether or not you know Thomas W. Young?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment.
Thomas W. Young is a Negro president of the Guide Publishing Company. I'd like to read you his testimony, quote, Paul Robeson has no moral right to place in jeopardy the welfare of the American Negro to advance a foreign cause. In the eyes of the Negro...
Classic technique. Subvert, infiltrate, grab someone who's a loyalist. If they're not a loyalist, turn them into one by threatening them, have them admonish, have them attack. Oh, your allies are attacking you. What do you say for yourself? Your allies are the ones who are calling you out. These tactics have been deployed in the past quite successfully, and they are being deployed once again. This is why whenever I hear people go, well, I don't know, should you have worn that suit? I'm like, who gives a fuck? The goddamn federal government, the State Department is once again trying to redo this exact same thing because they're fucking terrified. They're terrified of democracy. That's what they're terrified of at the end of the day. They're terrified of your voices being heard. Yes, he went to Rutgers, Paul Robeson did. Yeah. It's not about the fucking suit. Wake the fuck up.
People, this false prophet is unfaithful to their country and they repudiate him, close quote. Do you know the man that said that?
I invoke the Fifth Amendment now. Can I read my statement? It is a sad and bitter comment.
While you were in Paris in 1949, Mr. Robeson, did you tell an audience the American Negro would never go to war against the Soviet government?
May I say that is slightly out of context? May I explain to you what I did say? I remember the speech very well. 2,000 students who came from populations that would range to 600 or 700 million.
Yeah, dog, they invented, I feel like the House Un-American Activity Committee invented clip chimping, okay? They were the ones who invented it. They were doing clips out of context even back then. Oh my God.
Million people asked me to say in their name that they did not want war. No part of my speech in Paris says 15 million American Negroes would do anything.
Dude, for the people who are looking at the Fox News Facebook account getting roasted to death over a suit post in real time, can you send me screenshots? I want to see. I would love to see the Facebook normies cooking Fox News at my behest. I never thought I would see the day.
I said it was my feeling that the American people would struggle for peace, and that has been since underscored by the President of these United States. Now, in passing, I said...
Do you know any people who want war?
Listen to me. I said it was unthinkable to me that any people could take up arms in the name of a man like Senator Eastland of Mississippi against anybody. Gentlemen, I still say that. This United States government should go to Mississippi and protect my people. That is what it should do.
I lay before you, sir, an article, quote, I am looking for full freedom, unquote, by Paul Robeson in The Worker. July 3rd, 1949, quote, I said it was unthinkable that the Negro people of America or elsewhere could be drawn into war with the Soviet Union. I repeat it with 100-fold emphasis, they will not, close quote.
And, gentlemen, they have not. It is clear that no Americans are going to go to war with the Soviet Union.
While you were in Stockholm, did you make a little speech?
I made all kinds of speeches.
Let me read you a quotation.
Let me listen.
Do so, please.
I am a lawyer.
It would be a revelation if you would listen to counsel.
In good company, I usually listen. But you know, people wander around in such fancy places.
You said, Mr. Robeson, and I quote, I belong to the American resistance movement, which fights against American imperialism, just as the resistance movement fought against Hitler.
Just like Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman were underground railroaders and fighting for our freedom, you bet your life.
I have to insist that you listen to these questions.
I am listening.
I quote further, why should the Negroes ever fight against the only nation in the world where racial discrimination is prohibited and where the people can...
Is this the new tan suit? Well, if you can't argue his politics, attack his fashion, I guess. The fact that he purposely did this with the intention of triggering the right, the fact that they're falling for us so well is just classic. Is this the same thing as Obama's tan suit? First tan suit, now this, snowflakes. Ah, yes, Fox, the Fashion Police Network. Is it a tan suit? It's just a jacket. Isn't that the dog shocker guy? Oh my God, but at least it wasn't tan, thank the Lord. The joke writes itself. Fashion Police. Y'all are the type to complain about a tan suit too. Is it a tan suit? Remember the Obama tan suit thing? He's winning. That's not Mao Sao's suit. That's the Sun Yat-sen suit. Dr. Sun Yat-sen is the founding father who started the revolution. He's the founding father of the ROC and also considered the founding father of the PRC. Hasan is a badass. I'm really hoping this beginning of the new American era of politics where politicians actually care about the citizens and they're just trying to fatten their wallets. The fit is fire. He should have worn a suit. Tan suit. It's the season, you know. Is it worse than the tan suit? He's trolling you guys, Lamau. It's called fashion sweaty. So for Parker get a job and all the fucking dumbass liberals that are freaking the fuck out over what my sartorial choices are, who refuse to hear what I'm actually saying in the speech, ask yourself why normie liberals on fucking Facebook, understand the assignment in ways that you simply cannot comprehend. Perhaps you are too polarized against your left flank in ways that normie liberals simply are not. They know exactly what's going on. This is also the reason why. I decided to be more hands-on with elections taking place in this midterm season. Okay? In this midterm cycle. Because normies are fucking fed up with anything and everything that is associated with the right. And a lot of these liberals don't understand that when they also channel the right-wing frustrations, when they repeat right-wing nonsense, right-wing propaganda against their fucking left flank, when they do that, they also look like assholes to most normies. Do you understand? The normie liberals they're done with this shit. They don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, I remember when you guys did this to Obama. Fox News, y'all back when you're speaking about attire. Imagine the crash out if it was tan too. Actually, he's giving them advice on how to win. This is who the left thought Charlie Kirk was. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that Hasan Piker is really a comedian doing some Andy Kaufman style bit. He looks good as fucking it, though. You guys are desperate. It's hilarious. Large political coalitions almost always contain influential figures who are outside of formal party leadership. Those figures can shape activists and primary voters, even if many elected officials disagree with parts of their message. Many mainstream Democratic officials have criticized or distanced themselves from him, while some progressive candidates and activists have chosen to work with him because of his influence among younger voters. Republicans did the same thing with Carlson Tucker, Nick Fuentes, and Steve Bannon. It's a suit. Whining about his suit. What his suit looks like. Lamau. Here's what matters at the end of the day. Does it look good? Okay. The answer is yes. The answer is fucking yes. Singapore import-export. I am personally not a big fan of the suit. Maybe you are the one polarized against expanding import-export operations. Hi, I am a part of a very serious shipping conglomerate targeting Singaporean operations. Could you please confirm that this stream is a safe space to share details? If not, we might rescind our invitation. Of course, it's the safest place for import-export, specifically in the beautiful city-state of Singapore, because it wasn't imported from Singapore. True.
And live freely. Never. They will never fight against either the Soviet Union or the people's democracies, close quote. Did you make that statement?
I do not remember, but what is perfectly clear today is that 900 million people, other colored people, have told you they will not. 400 million in India, and millions everywhere have told you
The witness
that.
has answered the question. He doesn't need to make a speech.
Did you write an article that was published in the USSR Information Bulletin?
Yes.
Quote, I want to emphasize that only here in the Soviet Union did I feel that I was a real man with a capital M, close quote.
I would say, what is your name?
Errant.
I am quite willing to answer the question. When I was a singer years ago, and this you will have to listen to.
I am listening.
I am a bass singer, so for me, it was Chelyabin, the great Russian bass, not Caruso the tenor. I learned the Russian language to sing their songs. I wish you would listen now.
Mr. Chairman, I ask you to direct the witness to answer the question.
Just be fair with me.
I ask for order.
The great poet of Russia is of African blood.
Let us not go
It
so
is
far
important to
afield.
explain this.
Did you make that statement?
When I first went to Russia in 1934...
Did you make that
When I
statement?
first went to Russia in
Did you
1934...
make that statement?
In Russia, I felt for the first time like a full human being. No color prejudice like in Mississippi. No color prejudice like in Washington. It was the first time I felt like a human being.
It's a
But I
huge
did not
bars.
feel the pressure of color as I feel it in this committee today.
Why do you not stay in Russia?
Because my father was a slave, and my people died to build this country. And I'm going to stay here and have a part of it just like you, and no fascist-minded people will drive me from it. Is that clear?
You are here because you are promoting the communist cause.
I am here because I'm opposing the neo-fascist cause, which I see arising in these committees. Jefferson could be sitting here, and Frederick Douglass could be sitting here. Eugene Debs could be sitting here.
Now, what prejudice are you talking about? You were graduated from Rutgers. You were graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. I remember seeing you play football at Lehigh. There was no prejudice against you.
Just a moment. This is something I challenge very deeply, that the success of a few Negroes can make up for $700 a year for thousands of Negro families in the South. My father was a slave, and I have cousins who are sharecroppers. I do not see success in terms of myself. I have sacrificed hundreds of thousands of dollars for what I believe in.
While you were in Moscow, Mr. Robeson, did you make a speech lauding Stalin?
I can't remember.
So I suspect we're going to have another House on Activities Committee. And this time, instead of Moscow, the question will be Havana.
Have you recently changed your mind?
Because this is what they're trying to redo. Okay? This is what they are trying to redo. I guess another Rutgers graduate might be in the fucking crosshairs of the State Department once again. Another Rutgers graduate with anti-imperialist ideals is in the crosshairs of the State Department. No, of course, the main try to be half as base. I will never. I would never. I am not fit to be. I am not fit to be the fucking. I don't have enough revolutionary in my entire body that Paul Robeson had in his pinky finger. Okay. My point is, the situation has deteriorated in America. The conditions are worse. Even the senators, even the politicians that are sitting on the House on Activities Committee are far more literate than their current versions are. Okay.
Stalin, gentlemen, is a question for the Soviet Union, and I won't argue with a representative of the people who, in building America, wasted the lives of my people. You are responsible, you and your forebears, for 60 to 100 million black people dying in the slave ships and on the plantations. Don't you ask me about anybody.
I'm sure you wouldn't want to discuss with us the slave labor camps in the
Nothing
Soviet
could be built
Union.
more on slavery than this society, I assure you.
I would invite your attention to the Daily Worker of June 29, 1949, with reference to a get-together with you and Ben Davis, formerly communist councilman in New York. Do you know Ben
One
Davis?
of my dearest friends. He is as patriotic an American as can be, and you, gentlemen, are the non-patriots.
Just a minute.
You are the un-American.
The hearing is now adjourned.
I think it should be.
I've been doing all of this that I can.
Can I read my statement?
No! The meeting is adjourned.
It should be.
The GOAT. The GOAT himself. Why it worked last time, why it was allowed to happen, was because capital in America was on the upswing. Now, how will they sell a house on American activities when conditions have deteriorated so much? Well, there's also no real threat that Americans can feel, because the USSR and the United States of America were not interlinked by way of trade in the way that we are with China. The USSR was not responsible for 30% of all trade in the United States of America. You cannot turn Havana and Cuba into the USSR in the minds of Americans. The more they talk about Cuba and the threat of Cuba, the more they try to push for military action against Cuba, the more the average American will say, why are we wasting our resources this way? Maybe even more Americans will think, why are we starving the Cuban population this way? That's it. There is no imminent threat from our foreign adversaries that's out there. Even the ones who we are waging war against right now, direct war, Iran. Most Americans don't like Iran, but also a far greater percentage of Americans don't want to wage war with Iran. Okay? They don't have the same smoke. That's it. And if this continues, more Americans will have a far higher degree of negative feelings towards Israel than they do any foreign adversary. Have you no decency, sir? Why McCarthyism fell out of favor? PBS 5-minute clip explanation.
Those who never watch TV during the day were glued to watching the Army-McCarthy hearings.
The television moment of the Army-McCarthy hearings that is lived in memory ever since is the famous moment on June 9th, 1954, when McCarthy decides to violate an agreement that Cohn and Welch had come to before the hearings.
Roy Cohn, although of
Roy Cohn,
draft
Trump's guy,
age, had managed to avoid the Korean War and the draft afterwards. It was kind of astonishing. Joe Welch said, fine, I will never bring up your draft status, but we have a problem of our own. We have a young attorney named Fred Fisher, who was a member of a Communist Front group while he was at Harvard Law School, and we brought him down to work on the committee. We decided that because of his past, we would send him home. And I would appreciate it if you would never bring up Fred Fisher.
Throughout most of that afternoon, Roy Cohn and Joseph Welch had been having, your basic nasty lawyerly argument. And Cohn's okay with it.
Mr. Welch, sir, with great respect, I work for the committee here. They know how we go about handling situations of communist infiltration and failure to act on FBI information about communist infiltration.
And may I add my small voice, sir, and say whenever you know about a subversive or a communist or a spy, please hurry. Will you remember those words?
But McCarthy gets so angry at Welch's badgering of Roy Cohn that he blurts out the name of Fred Fisher.
In view of Mr. Welch's request, I think we should tell him that he has in his law firm a young man named Fisher, who has been for a number of years a member of an organization which was named, years and years ago, as the legal bulwark of the Communist Party. And I have hesitated bringing that up, but I have been rather bored with your phony request to Mr. Cohen here.
Little did I dream you could be so reckless and so cruel as to do an injury to that lad. It is true he is still with Hale and Dorr. It is true that he will continue to be with Hale and Dorr. It is, I regret to say, equally true that I fear he shall always bear a scar needlessly inflicted by you.
You'll look at Roy Cohn's face and you will see him go, oh my God, no, please no. But McCarthy won't stop. He keeps attacking.
I want to say, Mr. Welch, that it has been labeled long before he became a member, as early as 1944.
Senator, may we not drop this? I did you, I think, no personal injury, Mr. Cole.
No, sir.
And if I did, I beg your pardon. Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
You could see Joe McCarthy go.
The answer is yes, by the way. He does not have any sense of decency. He does not have, he has no decency. He has none. Giant piece of shit.